Okay, so going to have a go at a kind of rock paper scissors type game here. So a comparison game. Obviously, if you think about it, this is used in a lot of sort of I don't know, sort of card games. A lot of board games use the idea of comparing which is better or which is the preferred or the whatever it might be. So just being able to do that standard kind of you pick something, the opponent picks another. And being able to compare the results is kind of a foundation of most game mechanics. So this might seem really simple, but hopefully it will be useful. I think you could extrapolate it out to like a card game, a board game, whatever it might be. So I've gone ahead, made a project. I've done a 2D project here. I called it RPS. Feel free to call yours whatever. Make sure you do a save project once you've started and do a save scene. Depending on your version of Unity, it might not automatically do that. Mine automatically creates a scene for me, which I'm just going to rename to main. I just like to call my sort of key scene, the thing that's going to be used all the time, as my main scene. We might add like a little menu scene before or something like that, but that'll do for now. So I'm going to also get a folder for my sprites. So obviously this is 2D, so it's going to have 2D sprites in this game. We could have done it 3D. We could have used like 3D planes, and we could have put some like rotational animation in as we play a card, or like as we use it and things like that. Maybe that's something you guys can have a look at yourselves. The script we use in theory should just be able to go straight onto a 3D version. There's no real difference. Another folder for scripts, and I think that'll do us for now. Okay, I'm gonna drag in my sprites. So I am just going to literally record this, and I'm just going to see how it goes. I've never made this before, so it could all go horribly wrong. But I thought it'd be cool just to record it, and then we'll see how it goes. And if I come up with any problems, you guys will get to see how I get around them, and hopefully it'll help you kind of see ways to do things. So we'll see. Okay. So this is the camera area that we have. It's displayed down here as this blue area. If you don't like this way, you can go up to layouts and you could maybe have it as the default one. Personally, I like this because I can edit something and see what happens to it in the game view. Cool. Okay, so let's start by adding. So we can right click in the hierarchy to add anything we want. 2D. Let's add in a sprite. We'll call this opponent choice. Then we can come over to its settings. Once you've got anything selected, its settings appear on this right hand side. So we have its transform, this is its position, rotation, scale, and we have the sprite render. So whatever sprite we want to render, we put into this top box here, sprite. Okay. So by default, it'll do none. We can click the little circle here. We can drag things. So we could just come into here and drag it into this box. I'm just going to do the circle. So I've got my paper, I've got my question, I've got my rock, I've got my scissors. What we're going to do is we shall stick in the question mark has not come in as a PNG. How strange. So we'll do the question mark as the default. Obviously, here's already a first issue we have. The image has not come in as a PNG. For some reason, it is a JPEG. I don't know. You would go into Photoshop at this point, potentially try and remove this background, or go and find a PNG version. The PNG, of course, gives us opacity. See how there's nothing in the background of this image. Obviously, slight issue, so that would be a first thing to sort. I'm going to not bother, since obviously I'm just trying to run through this for you. So we can use the transform up in the right corner here to specify exact locations. So I'm going to put it right in the middle, so X is the red, 0. I'm going to put it halfway up in the Y, the green, and I'm just going to leave it on 0 on the Z. So Z is the axis that goes in and out of your screen towards you and away from you towards the screen. Obviously it's 2D, we don't need to worry about that. Okay, so the default is going to be this. Then we're going to want, if we do, let's say, the 3 options for the player down at the bottom. So we'll go like here, rock, paper. So I'm pressing R on the keyboard to get the scale tool, and then I'm pressing W on the keyboard to get the positional tool. And I can just flip between those to move things around, scale them up, whatever. Cool, so I've got the 3. And what I'm thinking is, I don't know, when you click one of these sprites, it will set it to be your active choice. We're actually gonna, I think we'll probably use numbers. So like rock will be 1, paper will be 2, scissors will be 3. Instead of using the words, obviously, which can get confusing and get long, we can do that. And what it means is we can do is it's much easier to compare numbers, of course, and we can just randomly choose a number between 1, 2, or 3 for the opponent. Randomly choosing words would also work. There's no real issue there. For me, I think it's just gonna be a lot quicker and it's just gonna be easier. So, right. Okay, so what we want to do is we're probably going to want a game controller now. So basically every script, every game, every scene needs to have some sort of control object that's going to kind of look after everything that's going on in the scene, whether it be the time, the score, whatever. So I like to add that to the camera. So I'm going to go script folder, create C# script. Game controller. There we go. I'm just going to open that up. Visual Studio takes a little bit of time to boot, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, so Visual Studio has booted. Here is our game controller script. What I also realized was what we probably want is a script on each of these objects that essentially controls what happens to them. So once we've clicked on them, what are they going to do? I'm thinking maybe they're going to change color so that we can signify that they have been clicked. Maybe even scale them slightly so that it's like larger, so it sort of stands out that it is the one you have selected. It then, of course, will also want to tell the game controller which one is selected, and then the game controller is going to control all of the comparison, if you won, etc. Okay, so I created a new script. Again, just right click, create C# script. Called this one options, option even. Still not convinced this is a good name, but always try and name your script something obvious. So maybe this should be like player selection or something. Either way, whatever, it's fine. So what we'll do quick is we can attach scripts to objects by just literally grabbing them and dragging them onto here. You'll see this blue line. So I could just let go of it here, and it's now attached to this object. You can also right-click on any components to be able to remove them. So I'll just show you another way you can do this. So since we know all 3 objects want that same script, if we just select one, hold Shift, select the last one, and then drag the options onto here. Now here's the rock with the option script, here's the paper with the option script, here's the scissors with the option script.